Welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the Senior Math Challenge. We're looking at some of the skills that we saw in the previous video when I did a collaboration with Maths Explained, and we were looking at these extra skills that were needed from the GCSE or the A-level, things that you'd not normally taught in the syllabus. Here are some of those skills in condensed form. The first one is when we have an isosceles triangle, and let's say, for example, here we're trying to find the area of this triangle. The problem that we have is we don't have the perpendicular height, which is what we're interested in finding in order to find the area, because it's base times height. But what we can recognize with all isosceles triangles is the ability to split it down the middle and turn it into a right angle triangle, and right angle triangles are just better to work with. Now we split this triangle down the center, we can see that we have a right angled triangle on the right hand side. Because it's right down the middle, we can say that this side is equal to this side, and actually we can label it as 6. One of the skills that I was trying to get across in this series is if we have a right angled triangle, then these are so much better for working with, because you can use Pythagoras. We can draw this separately. And there's another skill, drawing a more separate diagram that's simpler than the one before to really focus in on the bit that you're interested in. So here's my triangle, and I'll label the sides as I have on the left hand side, and it becomes one of those more simple questions you might see in the GCSE. So you've broken down the complexity so you can focus on getting it accurate. Now this is an example of a Pythagorean triplet. So we have the base of 3, 4, 5 like this. If you look at doubling that, we've got 6, 8 and 10. So we can see that this triangle here follows the 6, 8, 10. Because the hypotenuse there, which is opposite the right angle, is going to be the largest. So we get a 6, 8, 10 this way. And once we have the height, we're good to go for the area. So we remind ourselves of the formula, and then we put that stuff in, which gives us this calculation with the multiplication. And we go on to calculate, which is 48, and depending on what your units are, you can put them afterwards. So this skill of turning the isosceles into or in fact this works with a equilateral, because technically the equilateral is a type of isosceles in a sense, because you still do have those two major sides that are equal, even though the base is also equal. So that major skill that we just looked at can be seen a lot in the hexagons. Now we saw that in the last video when we did that overview, but we'll have a look again here. What I've managed to do is split this hexagon into 6 equilateral triangles. Each one of them can be split again in a number of different ways, depending on the example that you have in front of you, to create right angled triangles. And here are just a few. Here's the first one, and here is the second one, and technically here is a third one. So all of these can be really useful in finding those unknown lengths. Thank you so much for watching this, and make sure you subscribe so that you can see the next video coming out soon in this series.